Welcome, Alex. Come on in.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. My name's Zach. I'm with the UW in their PA program.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Zach.
to meet you. Please have a seat.
Thank you. I brought my resume for you guys to look over after the interview.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Well, let's jump right into it. How about you describe to me a little bit about yourself?
Okay. I'm a very curious person. I have just grown up being really interested in everything that's going on around me, really just trying to understand how the world is working. And my curiosity was really sparked when there started to be some health problems that developed in my family. And just being able to understand what is going on with my family members and maybe how I could help with their health issues really has kind of created a curiosity for the medical field, which really helps because the caring for my family and other individuals with these health problems and being able to better understand what is going on with them really just helps me to help them, if you will. And my curiosity really sparks my own desire to go out and find answers and just try to work hard at developing maybe or asking questions on a diagnosis or trying to just better and more thoroughly understand what is going on in terms of disease and health issues.
Yeah. It sounds like you have a pretty good interest in the medical field. So what interests you about this career path?
This career path really started to develop in college. I started to take opportunities as a home care aide where I would help with people who have a variety of different ailments. And it was because of the variety of people that I've cared for, I was able to kind of experience everywhere from personal training to occupational therapy and more towards the medical aspect. And looking back on my experiences, it seemed hard, and it didn't seem like physical therapy and occupational therapy were thorough enough in trying to help these individuals. And I can understand that some individuals are a little past helping in curing, ailments that may be at a cellular level, but my curiosity for what is going on at that cellular level and wanting to understand it and diagnose it and maybe be able to change and better diagnose to help not let them only try to enhance the quality of life, but maybe slow down the recession of their life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think that's pretty good for this career path. I think you have a pretty good understanding of what goes on in this kind of career. You understand how stressful and how much pressure you can be put under during this job. Why do you think, and what qualities about you make you think that you'll be able to handle those stresses and pressures and excel in those types of environments?
Well, I definitely think that the medical field is full of tons of stressors and tons of pressure. You can't really account for all of them. So I believe that one of the main ones is being able to make a decision, an educated decision, without getting caught up in the emotional aspect. I had a scenario with one of my workers where the care was starting to dwindle and there started to be conflict, and so I took sort of a middle ground, a bridge to both of those people, and even though I cared for the person that I was caring for, I also wanted to see what was done best for him and by him. And even though it kind of conflicted with what he wanted to do. The best thing for him was to, be under 24-hour care. And so being able to step back and kind of slow down the emotional process and think about a situation in more of an analytical and logical process, being able to work through things and go with your gut in the sense of doing what's best for your client or the person in question.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you think that you making the decisions is going to be absolutely critical in all of this, or do you think that that more of a team dynamic is also beneficial to making the best decision?
I absolutely think that team situations will occur. I think that they're very important, and being able to manage and work with a team and create a solution as a team is very, very beneficial. But in terms of personal decision making, I can make a decision and yet still be all ears to how someone else may analyze the situation or the decision that I may have made. So I just want to be able to bring my knowledge to the table and be able to maybe bring a viewpoint from a different side that someone that I'm working with in a team may not see.
Absolutely. Because I think there are a lot of doctors out there who do think that their opinions are sometimes the only opinion,
Absolutely.
or that their decision is the best decision because they're the one that made it. So
Mhm.
sometimes it can be very stressful working with them and coming up with either compromise solution or persuading their view.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a very, very good way to look at it. Well, let's take a step back. Let's go back. You talked a little bit about your academics. What satisfactions have you gained from your academic career, from your studies?
I think at kind of surface level, I get a lot of satisfaction from just the wide variety of classes that I was able to take. Just kind of work through interests, curiosities that I may have developed throughout my career as a student. And they've been able to build kind of who I am as a person, also build different study habits and different techniques that are more applicable in different situations. But I also have really gotten a lot of satisfaction from working with my classmates as a whole. Being able to, once I get into my major, being able to all have similar dreams and being able to work through them, or work through with them, kind of being used by them and using them and their experiences to kind of make yourself a better and more knowledgeable, because you have all of their experiences and incorporating them into to what you know or how you perceive something. And so it's been really satisfying to grow as a student personally, but also grow as a student with the community of my kinesiology major.
Very cool. Very, very nice. Well, if you get into this program, which I do hope you do, but what do you think is the biggest challenge or weakness that you will personally have to overcome in order to excel?
I think my biggest weakness comes from self-doubt and self-criticism. I find myself in my head a lot and not really letting myself work to my potential because I'm negative in my own head about myself. So I have really developed tactics that help me overcome that. Because I'm able to recognize them is definitely the biggest first one. It's the first step. And I'm able to see that just because I don't do well on something or I may have made a mistake, that doesn't mean that's not saying anything else besides that I made that one mistake. And being able to go back and reflect on that and see what I could have done differently next time, really helps with the confidence. Also, being able to, like I was mentioning earlier, lean on a classmate or lean on a friend, make a decision, but before expressing that decision, maybe hashing it out with them or running it by them, and really utilizing their knowledge and trusting in that person, that they're just even talking about it, verbalizing it, is going to really help. And so the self-criticism and self-doubt really helps with the support of friends and family, but also being able to look back on a mistake and not analyze it over critically, and be able to recognize it just as a mistake. It actually starts to feel more as more of a catalyst to wanting to know more, because you don't want to make that mistake, and when you do, you learn from it, and you harbor the knowledge because it has an emotional aspect to it. And so it really, I've sort of tried to utilize it and make it part of my my success as a student.
Very good. Well, finally, we'll wrap up. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions for you. I am a little bit curious as to what kind of shadowing or internship opportunities with this school. I know that UW has a very wide stretch of hospitals that they work with, and if I will be able to not only work in the UW medicine department, but also be able to reach out and see more of a public aspect of medicine, and see what really goes on in not only your prestigious medicine or medical facilities, but also maybe some of the lower level ones that deal with some of the poverty and some of the drug addiction courses.
Absolutely. Well, as you know, we have our large medical campus in which a lot of our students do work with members and doctors within there. But then Seattle also has its wider variety of populations. And so within the city, you can find a lot of opportunities to seek out opportunities like that. And the UW has resources to help you find those.
Perfect. Well, I really appreciate your time, Zach. It's been an honor meeting with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in today. Pleasure to get to know you as well.
Thank you very much. Take care.
You as well.